What is going on, guys? Bringing back another deck profile for you guys. Today is a 3x Albaz Strike structure deck build. So this was probably the best structure deck that Konami has ever released, and everyone pretty much knows it at this point. Honestly, you could probably buy 3 of these, and as long as no one's playing anything too crazy, you could probably top the locals. Other than that, I really wouldn't recommend, just taking this out and expecting to win every duel and stuff, but hey, for 30 bucks, this is a great start. So anyway, let's get right into it. So I'm going to be starting with the main deck. First up is 3 Spriggan's Kit. This card searches Branded Fusion, which is kind of the whole point of the deck. So this being able to search it was obviously a 3 of. Next up, I do run 3 Tri-Brigade Mercurier, I believe is how you say that. Again, this is kind of like a hand trap. If you have a fusion monster, you can discard it. And I believe it negates an effect or something of the sort, and then you can banish it, and you can add Branded Fusion to your hand, which obviously, it being another search card, that was an instant 3 of, and we have plenty of ways of banishing this from the graveyard. We do also run 3 Keeper of the Dragon Magic. So what this guy does is the same thing as the other cards. Is he searches Branded Fusion, which, like I said, is the heart and soul of the deck. So him searching that card instantly made him a 3 of. The next card I normally wouldn't run 3 of, but because this is a structure deck, budget deck, I am running 3 of it. 3 Fallen of Albaz, and to go with them, I also run 1 Albion the Shrouded Dragon. Now normally in a regular branded deck, I would probably only run 2 Albaz and cut this guy completely. But this is a structure deck build, so here they are, all 3 and the 1. You can feel free to switch up, so you can switch up the ratios, whatever you want. You can switch the ratios to 2 and 2 if you want, 3 and 2 if you want, play around with it, whatever you like. Now this is one of the cards I was talking about, being able to banish it, Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. This is a great card. You'd run it in any other dragon deck. I don't know why I see people playing cards without this. This is such a great card. You can fill up your graveyard pretty easily. And if your opponent can get around your fusions, this is a great backup. And then I also play 1 of each kaiju that you get with the deck, because when you get a kaiju, you play a kaiju. Now if you want to, you could cut this guy and just play 2 of this, because he has higher attack than this guy, so he might be a little harder to get around if you kaiju your opponent. But overall, I like the 1-in-1 ratio. You can also switch that up however you want. So for the hand traps, I play 3 Effect Veiler, because it's Effect Veiler came in the structure deck. You should definitely play it. It's one of the best hand traps in the game. Probably always will be. 3 Ghost Rabbit and Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This wasn't that great last format, so now it is though. So it came in the structure deck, so we play it. That's all I play for monster cards. Next up is spell cards. 3 Branded Fusion. Not much to say about this. Heart and soul, bread and butter of the deck. You can play this and fusion summon from your hand, deck, or field, and bring out one of your powerful fusions. This is why we play a lot of stuff to make sure this goes through, because if this gets ashed or anything, you're kind of screwed. 3 Pot of Extravagance. Again, I wouldn't play this in a deck like this usually, because you kind of need all of your extra deck. But this is a structure deck, this is draw power, and you're really playing 3 ofs for each fusion. So you can afford to lose 3 to 6 of your extra deck monsters and you'll be totally fine. The chances of you banishing all 3 of one copy are very slim. So I also play 3 Dark Ruler no more, because when you get this card, you play this card, probably always be one of the best cards in the game. I do play 2 Brandon and White for another fusion card, and this card basically gets you a fusion no matter what, because you can discard it for Albaz's effect, and if you do discard it for Albaz's effect, then you get to set it and then you can activate it. I don't believe you can activate it the same turn, but you can then activate it to get its effect off, and you already got a fusion out from Albaz. So this is a great card, and I feel like it's really underrated and more people should be playing it. I do run 2 Branded Lost. I don't see a whole lot of people playing this, but I highly recommend it, because like I said, if one of your fusions gets denied, that you're kind of screwed over, because this whole base point of the deck is to fusion summon. So this card really helps with being hand trapped while trying to fusion, because it says your fusion cards cannot be negated. So I actually thought about bumping this up to 3, but so far 2 is fine. I played 1 Called by the Grave because we need our fusions to go through. Not much else to say about it. 1 Gold Sark to get the Tri-Brigade off, and also if you're in a tight pinch, you can search whatever you need. 1 Branded Sword, because I figured it was a well enough card in the deck to play. You could cut this for a different trap. You could play There Can Only Be One. You could play really whatever you want. If you wanted to trade all 3 of these traps out for any other trap in the structure deck, feel free to. But I just felt like this was a good card to add. I felt like it warranted enough to put it into the deck. I do also play 1 Warning Point. This is a great card. You could, like I said, replace this with any other trap. You could do D-Barrier, There Can Only Be One, any of the traps. And I also play 1 Judgment of the Branded. I wouldn't cut this. If you really, really wanted to and you hate it, you could. But personally, I think it's a great card, and I'm going to keep running it. Plus, I think it looks like a Elden Ring boss a little bit. So next up is the extra deck. That was it for the main deck. There's really no point in making a side deck with this deck, because it's 3 structure decks. You kind of already play everything that's good. I guess you could use the traps and stuff. Anything that you thought might be useful for the main deck, you could put in your side deck. So anyway, let's get on with the extra deck. I do run 3 Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. This is one of the new cards that came out. This card is really good. In an actual deck profile that's not just 3 structure decks, I don't think I would run 3. I feel it's a bit overkill, but this is also why you get to play Extravagance. 3 Lubellion. This card is so good. You can fusion summon by shuffling cards back into your deck from anywhere, including the banish pile. So this card has some crazy potential, and I might actually run it at 3 in an outside deck. Pretty much 3 of each, but I only have 2 of them on me. 2 Albions. Bump this up to 3 because it's all you got. But this is a great card, and I would be playing this even outside of a structure deck budget build. These next cards, I don't know if I would necessarily play outside of a budget build, but they're still pretty good. 2 Titanclad the Ash Dragon. This is probably the only one I would play. 2, whatever this is, Brickgrand the Glory Dragon. And I also play 2 Sprind the Iron Dash Dragon. So that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it useful. Hope any budget players out there were able to see this and get a good idea of what they should be playing and what they should not be playing. And just an overall idea of how this deck runs and what to look for. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you liked the video, remember to like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you next time.